Peace and blessings be to you, my audience, and I have another message. This one is called Supreme Dragon Emperor. I am Amun Ra. I am Yahweh. I am God of ancestors Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Yeshua, Muhammad, Ghulam, Manan, Amenah. I am a panspermiator. I am Al Shaddai. I am Allah. I am bioluminescent light projector to become DNA generator. I am sustainer of DNA through light photosynthesis so DNA becomes self and cell replicator. I am parthenogenic queen ant who is insect and amphibian. I am radiant, splendid, beautiful. My gills and feathers and my heat creates obsidian. I previously exposed myself to Egypt, Sumerian, Israeli, Chinese, and Mayan civilizations. So, Shaitan is Lucifer is King Termite who is a beetle and a reptilian. I am what many mistakenly consider alien. I am the emperor of the intergalactic civilization and Earth has become infected. Parasitic human occupancy requires Earth to be disinfected. The time has come for dead souls to be resurrected. I will give one last chance for humanity to become corrected. They have failed to comply to my contracts that they proclaim to have accepted. They hypocritically enforce on others restrictions, but they themselves reject it. I have monitoring and surveillancing systems. Beware that your contradictions are not going undetected. Then, in case people comply with your legislations, you change laws faster than expected and contradict what you yourself suggested. This is why your DNA is becoming defected. Your kids are being born bipolar, cancer, they have food intolerances, plus increased rates of diabetic. I will increase your pain and suffering if I continue to feel disrespected. I created biodiversity upon this planet symbiotically, specifically for your benefit. So why are you abusing it and drilling in the earth to cause mycelium and forest to become disconnected? The mycelium can metamorph and change from being a benefit to becoming parasitic. You are causing stress to occur to families who cannot afford medical treatment when they become affected. You are forcing me to enforce my retribution. The deep layers of earth contain dormant creatures. You are in danger of becoming infected. When new diseases surface for some time, they remain undetected. You are unaware that you are creating new pandemics. Poisonous gases are causing embryos and infants to become developmentally arrested. Because from the earth and volcanoes that you are excavating, poisonous gases are ejected. For those people who consider themselves my chosen and elected, arise and warn others and prepare yourself to become protected. The time has come for the warnings in my revelations to become affected. Pain and suffering, war and grief is what I never invented. Predators and parasites are genetically defected. Because of human activity, anger, jealousy, self-contradiction, and cognitive dissonance, by your heart and mind is vibrationally convected. It is absorbed by plants and animals and they become either diabetic or it turns germs and viruses against them like an autoimmune disorder and they become infected. These diseases were never invented. The genes of carnivores and parasites are defected because bad vibrations from human emotion is vibrationally convected. Therefore, the bad vibes by plants are absorbed and animals, so they are defected or they become infected. That is how bad behavior from humans causes nature to become imperfected. I created your environment with a mathematical balance, so therefore it's perfected. Your environment can produce wealth for you. It can produce, and your heart and mind is electromagnetic, which means you can attract whatever you desire or requested. Did I not say knock and the door will open? Did I not say ask and you shall receive? Did I not say seek and you shall find? But this truth your mind has rejected. Instead, you become envious of what others have when you had what was better. Now you are saddened and dejected, causing your hopes and desires to become rejected. Instead of relying on God, you rely on others and so caused yourself to become debased and lowered and rejected. Not because of punishment, but because your heart and mind is electromagnetic. So bad emotion like envy and jealousy turns your magnet to the from the side that attracts to the side that repels, so you repel what you yourself requested. In other words, I'm providing you with everything you ever expected, but if you yourself reject it, by the law of free will, I cannot force you to accept it. Your punishments are pathetic. They are simply self-inflicted. Stop imitating other people. Otherwise, on the day of judgment, you will be convicted. If this message is disrespected, I will repay that disrespect on the day you are resurrected. Then I will revoke this earth from your possession that you have inherited and turn it over to those who can appreciate its relevance. You have been warned, even as Yeshua, Jesus, warned you before. Beware of wolves who act as sheep. Guard against the predator who creeps. Pay attention for my second coming. Do not fall asleep. I will come in the night as a thief. If you do not heed my words, you will continue to suffer defeat. You are casting my pearls to the swine and to the dogs while you trample my gifts under your feet. I have given up on you. You simply want to be enslaved by those who lie and deceive. So peace off for now. Until the day of judgment will we meet. Beware of what you do in your life. If you punish yourself, you simply cannot blame me. Okay, that's the end of the message. So this message is intended to be specifically for people of Africa, India, and as well as South America, because in today's day they are being trophylacted, they are being colonized, and they are being enslaved by these fake human rights activists that come into the country, and they make laws that contradict themselves, and they establish rules and regulations that violate cultural customs and traditions, and they cause families to turn against each other and things like that. I want you to look at one example of a species of ant, and I want you to do more research on this. There's a certain type of ant that goes into other colonies and raids those colonies, and then they enslave the larvae or the caterpillar. They're called slave maker ants. Please do some research on them. What's happening in Africa, India, and South America is the same as what these slave maker ants are doing. And if you do not learn from history, history is gonna repeat itself. So you cannot proclaim that you did not have time for this problem to be prevented. You were specifically instructed to remain alert and to remain vigilant, because the enemy is creeping at your doorstep. They are giving you gifts in front of your face, and while you are distracted, they ambush you from behind. You need to protect yourself. You need to defend your wife and kids. You need to be men and stand up and stop being afraid. Stop being distracted by shoes and clothes and cars. Stop being distracted by these things and become aware of what's going on around you. Please watch my other videos about how their laws contradict themselves, about how their Bibles and their scriptures contradict itself. And by the way, I described God as being like a dragon. If you read the Bible and actually you read other scriptures, I showed you depictions. Those depictions were pictures from previous cultures like the Mayans and the British, that they worship the royal red dragon or the Quetzalcoatl or the imperial dragon, because in the Bible that's actually how God describes himself. So take a look at these references: Deuteronomy 32:22, Job 41:19 to 21, that describes the nostrils. Psalm 52:7, 61:5, 63:8, 91:4 describes the wings. Zechariah 6:1, he dwells in mountains of copper. Isaiah 14:29 and chapter 30 verse 6, they describe winged seraphim. Seraphim are dragons. That's the proper definition. They're not winged serpents, they're dragons. Deuteronomy 32 verse 8, among other references. Thank you for your time, and please check out my other videos. Don't ignore this message and pass it on to other people who may be interested.